What is going on, everybody? Everybody doing today? Welcome back to another exciting episode of you named it, Unplugged. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a good day, a blessed day, a wonderful day. But you already know what I do before I start the comments. Before I start the show, feel free to hit the like button. Feel free to share the content. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Pico Six Brown One on One Talk PTSD, which will be going over to Pico Black Unplugged when I remember to do it. But you can also follow me on TikTok at Pico City. You can follow me on Instagram at Pico Black 74. Now we're gonna jump right into it because I got off to a pretty late start. The topic is it good or bad to divorce your husband for someone who has more money than he do, or you just more out of life with someone else? It's good to divorce your husband for someone that has more money, or you just want to have a better life at it. Now, the thing is this. Rule number one: if you're married, you don't divorce your husband. That's number one. I don't care what plateau you trying to get on. I don't care if you surpass him in any type of job description, anything. You don't divorce your husband because you want to say, well, you know what, I'm outgrowing you. I'm trying to move on to bigger and better things. You don't outgrow somebody you're going to spend the rest of your life with, because, like I've always said, the Lord don't look at it like we look at it. If you marry a man, well, if a man marry you, and that man is taking care of you physically, mentally, all type of ways, and he don't have the biggest job in the world, and you guys are living comfortably, and you get a raise at your job, or you get a better job than he do, and he's still doing his thing as a man and a husband, don't get it don't get it fixed in your head that, well, now I'm moving on to big. I want to move on to bigger and better things. Or if you're not working and he's taking care of everything, which is fine. If that's the way you want to go, which is fine. You don't say, I want to divorce you because we live in this one income now and I can't get the things I want. I need the things, I need the things I want, and you can't give them to me. That's not how marriage works. Marriage never worked like that. So if you're thinking it worked like that, get it out your head, because you're in for a big surprise. There's a reason why there's a 70% or 80% rate of women, not just black women, pretty much all women are divorcing their husband, because sometimes women look at men as meal tickets, and it shouldn't be like that. Men have feelings just like women do. So you can't go around and be saying stuff like, you know what, I outgrew you, I want something better in life. Oh, sure, you can do that with your boyfriend. That's fine. But you can't do that with your husband, because y'all made vows in front of God, in front of church, in front of whoever, your mom or your dad, whoever was there. Those didn't come, I never seen any of that in vows. I never heard a priest or whoever married people. Never heard nobody say through sickness and health, to death do you part, till you get a better job and he can't, then you can divorce him. No, it don't work like that. Never did, never will. So that should be the furthest thing away from your mind. I was watching YouTube earlier today, and this woman, this is what inspired me to do this show. But his sister was talking to another woman about, how she divorced her husband. Everything was going fine. He's a great guy. He's a great man. He does this. She said her son, but I don't know if it was her son or their son. So she never said it. But she was saying, how much he's a great guy. He does this, he does that. But she divorced him because she wanted somebody with more money. There you go. But as the interview prolonged, I ain't gonna say prolonged, as the interview kept going, she made a fool out of herself. She was selfish. It was a stupid thing to do. Because once you sit down and you think about it. Why would you be with a guy that you was crazy about for all those years and you guys get married and he can't take care of you the way you want him to? You get it fixed in your head that I don't need him anymore, or he's not doing this. You got a roof over your head, you ain't went hungry, you got a car note being paid, he's doing everything in his power, but for some strange reason you don't find happiness with that. Why? I do not know. And that's the $100,000 question, because nobody knows the answer to that question. I mean, well, actually they do, but nobody cares about the true answer. So it's crazy because people will throw away relationships off of how they think they feel about a person. When you get married, no, you're not going to be happy all the days of your life. You're not going to be happy every day, all day. I looked at another clip about Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife. She said she hated her husband for 10 years. She literally, well, she didn't say literally hated him, but she was like, for 10 years, I hated my husband because he was doing stuff. I was at home with the kids. He was doing this, living his life, trying to build his career. Well, she was trying to build her career too as well, but she was at home. He was going all over the world doing what he do best. All right, and she hated him for that, but she didn't leave him, because you have to weather the storm together. Lots of people don't want to weather storms together. You can go through a storm with somebody, but when it's time for you to go through your storm, you have nobody to go through the storm with you, because people give up so easily. Marriage was never easy. I've never been married, but I've talked to a lot of married people. Marriage is never easy. Never. It was never here to be easy. Never was, never will be. It all depends on how you go about it. You have to work on things. You have to compromise with each other. You have to listen to what he say. He has to listen to what you say. You might agree to disagree. He's not going to be wrong. I mean, he's not going to be right all the time. You're not going to be right all the time. But it's about coming together as a unified thing and working on it. Yeah, I said this in a couple of podcasts. I think I said it a couple of days ago. There's going to be times when you're going to. I'm not going to use the word. Well, I'll just use the word hate, but I'm not going to use it as people think. There's going to be a time you just put it this way. You're not going to stand each other. Hey, Mr. Rowe, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Hit that like button. There's going to be times in your life where you're not going to want to be around each other. Oh, I can't stand him, or she's like, oh, I hate him. I hate when he do this. I hate when he do that. But it's the test of time that wears. Why throw away your life so recklessly? Because once you're married to somebody and that guy is a good guy and you divorce him just because you're not feeling the same way you felt when y'all got married from day one, that's throwing your life away recklessly, especially if he hasn't done anything. Now, I'm not talking about the crazy guys out there. We're going to leave these, in this show, we're going to leave that alone. We're going to talk about the positive about it. That's what we're going to talk about today. So you got, women leaving, and before I say what I have to say next, like I said this before, you have women that will leave their husbands if their husbands lose their job. I was watching a podcast earlier about a guy. It was a white guy. He got a divorce because COVID kicked in, and he had to sell his big home. Him and his wife, they had to sell the big home. She loved the home, so she divorced him because he had to get rid of the home. I told you once, and I'll say it again. Once you're married to somebody and it goes bad for your benefit, not for nobody else, you thinking it's going bad because he can't do this and he can't do that, and although he's trying to do this and that, and you divorce that man, don't think for 1 second on this green earth that you're going to find somebody that's going to do that, because God's going to make sure you don't find nobody to do that. That's how that works. It's called karma. You messed up a good thing. Sure, you probably can date somebody with goo gobs of money, but like I always say, something is wrong with everybody. Everybody got their flaws. So then what do? You stay and you work it out. I don't care how many times you got to go to counseling. If he's not beating on you, he's not abusing you, he's not manipulating you, he's doing everything he can by the grace of God to do what he has to do, you don't leave. That's rule number one. You don't leave. You're not supposed to leave. You sit there, you work it out. He's not going to be Johnny Handsome for the rest of his life. You're not going to be Beyonce for the rest of your life. People get old. People get old. And that kind of reflects back to the story I was saying earlier about the woman. This is another podcast. Well, not a podcast. A little something I saw on YouTube. I think it was divorce court. She was trying to divorce her husband because she got positions in the work world, a lot of positions. She moved up. They offered him positions. He didn't want it. He gave it to somebody else. Now she wants to divorce him because what they always say, I'm moving up in life. You can't go no further than your husband. Let's just be honest. You can't. You can sign a deal today and they say we're going to give you $40 billion. That's good money, don't get me wrong, but you ain't did nothing the next person can't do. You didn't. But money turns people. Like I always say, money turns people. Now you're not on my level. He's your husband. Whatever level you're on, he's on. So if you win the lottery, we won the lottery. If I was married and I became a billionaire, she's a billionaire too. That's how it's supposed to be. So what was all this outgrowing? We're not outgrowing anybody. The only person we're outgrowing is ourselves with our humongous egos. So the trick is to stay together. The trick is I'm not gonna say it's easy. Divorces are left and right everywhere. It's not just in America, it's in Europe, it's everywhere because somebody dropped the ball. Somebody said, hey, I can marry you, but that don't mean I always have to be there for you. No, that's your husband. Y'all are each other's strengths and weaknesses. Figure it out. Because let's just be honest, this is 2023. There's nothing really out there anymore. And this goes for the old schools and the newlyweds. You can be together for 14, 15 years as boyfriend and girlfriend. Soon when you get married, y'all break up. Soon you get married, y'all get a divorce. Ain't what I thought. If you've been with that person that long, something you must have missed. I'm just gonna be honest about it. Something you must have missed something. Oh, it just didn't work out. But y'all was fine and dandy when y'all was dating. Because people don't want to give it a real. People don't look at things in the light the way it's supposed to be. So that's why you get divorce rates. The courts just sit there and say, hey, we finna get paid anyway. Look at the divorce rates. 70 to 80%, and 80% of these divorces are being pushed by women. Why is that? And I've said this before, and I'll say it one more time. All these divorces that you see, all these men aren't bad. All these men aren't beating on their women. All these men are manipulating. All these men are cheating. Somebody somewhere is lying. Now, I'm not saying it don't happen, but if 80% of women are pushing for a divorce, that must mean 80% of men are doing stupid things. So somebody's lying somewhere. Because people want to leave just because they're bored. In some cases, they did a study. True. women do get bored in relationships faster than men because it's once you get to the point in your life as a woman that you need more and your husband can't satisfy, I'm not talking about sexually, I'm just saying can't satisfy you, but you got to find it from somewhere else, just don't get married. Just don't. Stay single or just date for the rest of your life. Because all men aren't bad. I know the system taught a lot of women that. Hell, the system taught a lot of men that. But all men aren't bad. You do have some pretty decent guys. I'm not going to say perfect because nobody's perfect. I was watching, see, because I do a lot of homework about this stuff. I was watching another podcast, and this young lady was talking to her friend, her female friend, about her husband. She asked her, what is so bad about him? The only thing she could say was bad about him is because he ate apples at night and he left the apple core on the dresser. That's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. So that irked her enough to get a divorce. I don't have time to sit up and lie to nobody and make this stuff up. It happens every day. It happens all day long. No, I just can't do this anymore. What is he doing so bad that you can't take anymore? That you couldn't take when y'all was just dealing? What is he doing? And he's the same guy. What is he doing so bad now? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Most women say what? I want a man that works. I want a working husband. I want him to do this. I want him to work. He got to bring home the bacon. But when he brings home the bacon and he got to be at work all the time, then guess what? Here come another excuse. You at work too much. You don't spend time with me. I got to keep a roof over your head. I got to feed the children. I got to pay car notes. I got to pay college tuition. But you're just not there for me anymore. But okay. So how can we work this out? There's only two ways that's going to happen. One, he got to get a pay cut. He don't take the position, so therefore he's home more, which that is fine. I'm not tripping on it. But if he's home more and he got to take a pay cut, you better not open your mouth and say anything because that's what you wanted. So by him taking that pay cut, you can't turn around and say, well, we can't afford this anymore. But you wanted more time because the balance is never going to be equal. Either you want to do this or you're going to do that. So then what? Now he got demons. I ain't going to say demons. Now he's got problems in his mind now. Because he's trying to do what's right. He's trying to do what's right. Now, either I take a pay cut or we got to get a smaller house. Then she going to trip on that. That's one. Or I don't take a pay cut. I accept the position, but I'm going away from home more. She's going to trip on that. So where can I go? There is no way. He's in a wall, in the middle, and the walls are closing in on him. Where he's going to go? Because nobody wants to sit and say, you know what, well, at least he's trying. At least he's this. I might not see him as much as I used to, but I believe in my husband. He's going to do the right thing. Give it time, it'll work itself out. But no, everybody wants to have the glory day one. If everybody had the glory day one, there would be no such thing as trials and tribulations. None of us will have a testimony. None of us, because we'd all be living scot-free. And that's, and to me, that's kind of crazy. But that's the way it goes now. And like I said, it's not just in America, it's all over the place. I was talking, one of the guys I work with, he was telling me about it. He's Romanian, he's from Romania. And he was telling me the exact same thing I'm saying to you guys today. It's bad over there too. Because these are his words. They're not my words, but listen. He said, it's bad over there because women lost respect for men, and they did. Not all of them. Majority of women do not respect men. Do not. They really can care less what a man got to say. But this is what happened when you give an unspeakable force power. Look at the women today. They ain't got to rely on a man for anything. Nothing. They can get their own house. They can get their own car. They can own companies. And when I say this, if any woman is out there doing that on their own, more power to you. I'm proud you're a black woman that can make it. But don't get to the point where you think you don't need nobody, because the Lord have a way of showing you what you need right in your face. Man and woman, when you marry, you are as one. You are unity, you are as one. Not as you over there, he's over there. Sure, you're gonna be in the HR department in marriage. You're gonna complain. You're gonna complain about him. He's gonna complain about you. But it should never get to the point where you say, you know what? We argue too much. I gotta go. I gotta get a divorce. And then when you get the divorce, you throw freaking huge, humongous divorce parties. Well, I got a news flash for you. A divorce is a failure. You failed. That goes for men and women. If that woman's not doing it and she's doing her job as a woman, and you're doing your job as a man, and you feel that, hey, you want to outgrow her too, you failed. That's a failing mark on your report card. So if you fail, why would you throw a divorce party for something that wasn't supposed to be in the first place? Why? You failed. So there's no good way to put it. That I can't say, well, you know what? She probably divorced because she got tired of him. That's still not a reason to divorce a man, or a man to divorce a woman. Marriage is a lifetime contract. It's not boyfriend and girlfriend. You're in it. Take the geese, for instance. Once the geese mate, that's his mate for life. We should be the same way. Once you put a ring on a woman's finger, that woman should only focus on you. To hell with a job, because jobs can come and go. The way this world is set up now, you can walk in the office tomorrow and they're like, can you come to the office, please, with the most beautiful face in the world? Yes, can we talk to you? Yes. You do such great work here. And they building you up just to tie you down. But we're gonna have to let you go. Yeah. We're sorry. And they don't even have to let you know the reason why they're letting you go. We let you go for reasons unknown. You can't fight it. So it's best if you work together than against each other. Because there's going to come a time where black men and black women are going to literally need each other. Because marriage isn't boyfriend and girlfriend. You can leave a boyfriend, you can leave a girlfriend, but once you put that ring on her finger, you belong to her and she belongs to you. I don't care. Let me tell you like this. Don't let the world fill your head with stupid stuff. Well, now you're his property, and you belong to that man. Y'all belong to each other. Yes, she's your property, he's your property. The heck with what the world say, because the world will lead you wrong all the time. All the time. But now if let's just take a glance at the alternative for a second. You have a lot of sisters coming out now admitting that they did wrong. They did the dummy. I should have never left my husband. I'm trying to get it right back with him. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Because you never go off your first emotion. That's rule number one right there. Because your emotions, you going off your emotions, is going to tell you to leave. No, leave him. Girl, you can find something better. Suppose you don't find nothing better. You got people out here in this world, they can't find anything better. Their husband's the best thing they ever had. They might not tell you, or they might have the tears of the clown, or the Pagliacci clown. But just sit back and smell the roses for a second. Those are probably some of the most miserable people in the world. They miss that person because every man is different. What you got away with him, you might not be able to get away with the other one. You probably can say a little couple of smart things here and there with him. This one, he might smack you. And then you see him like, man, what happened to the other dude? Oh, that didn't work out. He was crazy. And then you sit and think like, dang, you know what? Such and such wasn't even that bad of a person. Oh, we could have talked about this. We could have talked it through. We could have worked it out, but it's too late. Now he moved on, got a whole new wife, and now you're mad at the new wife because she's getting what you're supposed to get. He's treating her like a queen. They're going on vacation and everything. Now you're sitting miserable. Now you're extra mad at him because you say, get what? He moved on. You wanted him to. You wanted him to. You stood up there and said this ain't gonna work. I'm moving on. I want a divorce. You can't tell me like you can't take care of me like you used to. This ain't working out because money don't solve marriage problems. It never did, never will. In that case, we will have like probably a 10 or 12% of divorces in the world. We don't have that. They got out of hand, and you see it every day. People filing for divorces for what? People don't want to stay in for the long run. They don't. Everybody wants glory day one. There's no such thing as a perfect man. Every man has a flaw. All of them, from beginning till now. So, about time you finish building your dream man, that man don't even exist. No, he don't. Get what you can get, work with it. Get on your knees and pray. Ask the Lord to bless you and him. Do what you got to do as a woman. He do what he got to do as a husband. You do what you got to do as a wife, I mean. Get on your knees, pray. Ask the Lord to guide you with strength and knowledge. There you go. Because I always said it, and I'll say it again. It's not us that keeps these marriages together. We're flesh. It's the man upstairs. That's why you have to pray and ask him for guidance and strength. Because marriage isn't, this ain't the freaking Brady Bunch. That's TV. That's TV. Marriage was never, God never said, you know, I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna make this thing called marriage. It's gonna be smooth sailing till y'all leave this earth. No, it's gonna be trials and tribulations. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be times where you wish that I didn't want to do this. But it's the beauty and the love for people that over preserves that. You know what? Yeah, he get on my nerves, but I still love him. I'm still gonna be there for him. I'm still gonna be there for her because that's the woman I chose. She didn't choose me, I chose her. We gotta work this out. And that's pretty much the theory on me. I don't believe in divorces. If one day, if I was to ever get married, which it may happen, hey, like Bruce Springsteen said, man, you better look hard and look twice because that's it. So don't even waste my time saying I want a divorce. No. I want a woman to be on the same structure grounds that I'm on. No, once we're in, we're in. We locked in like a deal at the bank. So ain't gonna be none of that. We gotta sit and work it out. If we have arguments and I gotta go downstairs, sleep on the couch, well, you can go downstairs, sleep on the couch, I don't care. That's just how it's gonna be. But I'm never trying to get to the point that we just argue, and I say, you know what? I want a divorce. That is why you have to be sure that you believe in the vows that you say to each other. That is 100% accurate. People just be up there saying vows because it's part of the freaking ceremony. Analyze them things, man. Before y'all even get up there, see where each other man is. See, so if I lose my job, what happened? And she get the sternum. Well, you know, no, no. Analyze those vows, man. That stuff. When you take those vows, you making a promise to that man, and that man is making a promise to you. That's why if you don't want to say it, if you don't want to live by those vows, don't get married. It's easy to say no. Don't get married. Well, you know what? I like the idea, blah, 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 but I can't do that. Because y'all belong to each other now. So therefore, y'all gotta have each other's backs. It's not just, he gotta have my back, but he's the man of the house. He's supposed to do all this and that. No, what are you doing? What are you gonna do to contribute to that? Will he be the man to come home and you make him feel welcome at home? Or when he come through the door, you got an attitude? What woman role will you take? Will you say, "Hi, honey, I'm glad you're home. I missed you today. You know, such whatever, food's in the fridge, dinner's in the oven, whatever. I'm cooking. You know what? Let's talk. Let's do this. Let's do that. I know you had a rough day. Let me massage your back and some." Or when he come in the house, you ready to trip? Well, such and such husband do all this for him. You know how black women talk. They gotta have that. Do all this for him. You don't do nothing for me. How you know that man can afford to do what that other man's doing? Your neighbor's probably not struggling. He's probably struggling. He's probably just making ends meet to keep a roof over your head. Nobody thinks like that. Interesting. These are the things we need to be thinking about now. Before we jump and say, "I do," will you be there for that man? Till death do you part? Will you? Will you be there for that man if he gets sick? He can't work anymore and he lives on a basic income now. Every month he get a check or something like that. Will you stay there? Will you put your money with his and say, "Babe, you know what? Although you're down right now, I got you. Let's continue to build as one," because it's only money. Because I learned something about marriage. When you're married, there's no secrets. There's no secret bank accounts. There's none of that. Because if I go down, you're my wife, you gotta go down with me. It ain't no, like I said before, you can sleep in this bedroom. I'm going over my mama's house because I'm not used to living like this. No, you stay there with your husband. That's when the rewards count. That's when you get the good grade on your report card. Well, guess what? Like I always said, if I'm in the attic and I gotta eat beans, you should be in the attic saying, "Homie, pass the beans." As no, I'm better than that. I should have married the other dude. He over there eating lobster and steak. No. And you think, for some strange reason, we think that when we do this to men or women, we think the next marriage is going to be better. It's not. It's not. So go ahead and marry the man with all the money. You left your husband because he did have all the money, but now you got a man with money, and that man gonna treat you like crap. Because evil begets evil. Wrong begets wrong, man. Remember the song, "It's Cheaper to Keep Her"? That song's real. So, to all my sisters out there, think. Don't sit down and look at these crazy shows and think that that's the life. That's a fairy tale life. Don't sit down and think that life is always going to be chocolates and flowers. And no, man. One day reality will kick in. And it'll kick you right in the butt if you're not ready. Some people get kicked in the butt too many times and they don't learn their lesson. No, it was never meant to be the way it is now. If the courts was to change the laws today on divorces, they say, you know what? From now on, you get a divorce. If it's your fault, you get nothing. You don't get a penny. Only thing you can get is what you came in with. Watch how fast the divorce rate go down. Watch. Because you're not getting anything. Most guys won't divorce a woman. A woman will divorce a guy way before a woman will divorce a man before a man divorces a woman, because men really don't benefit from a divorce. If you think about it, I'm not saying please don't pick out, well, Mary J did. No, I'm talking about a vast majority of men. There's no benefit for the brothers or any man. It's not. It's not. But it's a benefit for women. And if you don't think that's just kind of crazy, well, you missed the whole situation from jump. You can just divorce somebody just because. You ain't even got to sit and talk to him. You can just get up one day and be like, you know what? I don't want this marriage no more. We've been together for 10 years. It ain't going nowhere. You go down to wherever you get the divorce papers from, get a lawyer. They serve you the papers. You're like, what the heck is this? Well, I feel that we're not making it anymore. I just don't have that spark for you anymore. Dude, sparks don't last forever. If you take a lighter right now and you flicking it, that spark, it's over. Now it's lit. No. So please just either you stay together or you don't do it. The choice is always going to be ours. But it's gonna do it for the day. I want to thank everybody for listening. Feel free to hit the like button. Feel free to share the comments. Wow. Feel free to share the show. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot to me. Black people, let's unify together. Let's uplift each other. Let's respect each other. Black man respect the black woman. Black woman respect the black man. Get it together, because this world ain't gonna be here too much longer. We all know that. So get it together while you can. Pray more, keep God first, because we need him today, wanted we need him yesterday. I always say that. This is your boy Pico. This has yet been another exciting episode of Unplugged. I'm out of here. Chicago, what's up, man? I'm sorry I saw you pop up. Appreciate you for watching, brother. Like I said, feel free to hit the like button. Feel free to share the content. Get the word out. Tell a friend. You know, a crazy guy with a podcast. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. But it's not going to stop the show, because the show must go on. I'm out of here, man. Take care of yourself and each other. And you have yet, I don't even know what I was going to say, but I'm out of here, man. I love you guys, man.